Going to see Sisu 2, something revenge, whatever the fuck. Kind of over these type of movies. However, it's getting good reviews, and my buddy's not over it. The guy that usually holds the camera for me. He really liked the first one. I thought the first one was okay. That's why I'm here. With any luck, there'll be some surprises, and it won't just be a bloody gore fest with no emotional resonance at all. Fingers crossed. We just saw Sisu Road to Revenge. Stephen Lang's in it as the bad guy in this. The protagonist doesn't say a word. And I wish everyone else would shut the fuck up in the movie too, because every bit of dialogue was crazy. They got Russians, they're all speaking English. None of the action or violence is realistic at all. You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of one of those like old, like late night comic stuff, animation, like hardcore animation, but brought to life. So they're like not trying to make sense. They're just trying to show you some like graphic, gory stuff. I do appreciate some of the action sequences and some of the unique ways they portray like violence and fighting and things like that. I think it's pretty cool. But this movie is basically check your brain at the door and just go for this really graphic, gory fantasy of violence and how it all plays out. I feel like I'm getting too old for this shit. It's just not for me anymore. Whoever wrote this, I mean, there's something going on in that head of his. The very beginning and the very end, they actually do a lot of work. They're telling a story without dialogue. And they're very effective at it. I just think the action sequences, they veer towards silly. Like, I'm laughing because it's just so insanely crazy, and the amount of pain that this person would go through, and just all the gore and violence, everything like that. I'm gonna give it a 45. I liked how it looked. If you like these type of movies, if you like John Wick or something like that, I think this might, in some ways, it's better than John Wick, at least according to the cameraman. He was telling me before, at least it has some historic significance. And it's also like one of those video games where you get to play like from like a different time, or Call of Duty when they take you to like, World War I or something like that. That's what I thought. I want to know what you think. Get down in the comments. If you're like, hey man, you're too old, man, you don't get it, or this is some real stuff. It's real powerful. Let me know. I didn't love this, but I love you. Thanks for watching.